I'm Liz Carpenter-Murillo now, and I grew up in Sierra Madre, California. I went to Maranatha High School, local kid. I actually trained at Burbank Tennis Center from the age of like 10 to 14, doing high performance training with great coaches here. And then I went off to get a Division I scholarship for University of Wisconsin. I played #1 singles, #1 doubles at Wisconsin all 4 years. I was team captain for 2 years. My 5th year, I was a volunteer assistant coach, and I got a lot of experience on the other side of being a player. So after I graduated from Wisconsin, I felt like staying in tennis was the right move. So I started working at a country club where I was the director of junior tennis for about a decade. And I got to work with tons and tons of little ones, got to really grow with them through the process. Because at a country club, you know, it's a community of people that it's not necessarily high performance. So I learned how to really work with kids really well throughout that 10-year period. And now, after the pandemic, I kind of made a pivot, and I'm now working in the high performance realm of things, working with young ones on trying to be as coordinated as possible. So now I'm working with Tennis Mechanix Academy, and we have a Futures High Performance Academy that basically is ages 10 and under, that's any level, where the other classes at TMX, you kind of have to have an evaluation to get in and make sure you're at a certain level, whereas the Futures High Performance at TMX is 10 and under, everyone can come in. And the main purpose of that entry class into our academy is all about being the best well-rounded athlete possible, trying to have the best coordination so that when you're trying to learn the complex tennis moves, you're as coordinated as possible for the coaches, and you're able to really understand the moves that you're going to learn going forward. So we do basic tennis mechanics as we're working with the little ones, but we're also focused on being connected as a full athlete. For TMX, we have the group that's for ages 4 to 6, is every Tuesday and Thursday. We do a 2-hour block, which seems like a lot for that age, but we really try to pace things out properly to make sure that they have time to pick up balls, to have water, and so it really allows us a lot of time to work on things. So we usually do dynamic movement, coordination, then we'll do an hour or so of just straight tennis drills, then we'll play games, then we try to do little mini foam rallies. We have Jared, who is our awesome fitness instructor. He comes out and works with the kids on their eye-hand coordination, on really trying to connect their brain to their feet, to their arms. So today he's doing an exercise where they have to do these ladder movements while they're putting the ball around their waist. So it's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach, right? So show kind of some of the patterns that you were doing today. So he has a little hopscotch, out, in, and then we also did the sideways shuffle, right? So this kind of mimics that shuffle move for the kids. And then the jump rope today, right? How'd it go so far? Yeah, it's for our first day, so it's fine. But just giving the introduction of the jump rope, it's one of the best tools for kids to work on their footwork, and they can do it anywhere. So we're gonna try to make a push this season to get them all to learn how to do it. We have a lot of these kids that come twice a week that have really improved quickly because they're getting all of these athletic moves really set in their body early when they're young, which is great. If they get to be 6 years old, 7 years old, and they start to look like they're able to rally, they can handle a few shots in a row over the net, they can serve a ball in, then they can be evaluated to move up to the next class. So we have a pipeline at TMX where you have the entry class, which is Futures High Performance. Then that next step up goes into Coach Voss's class, which is the Futures Elite. This is 10 and under that's at a certain level. So then from there, Coach Voss takes them, really focuses on technique and discipline, right? All the really important things to get solidified when they're young. They work on point play, strategy, and then they're also introduced to mindset. So we have our TMX mindset that helps that Futures Elite group start to really get the right foundation for their self-talk, for their understanding of the game. They're learning how to be the competitor. If they're going to progress from Coach Voss's class, the Futures Elite, they can then take an evaluation to get into the next class, which is Futures High Performance. That TMX class is 10 and up. You have to be evaluated as well. That's kind of our what we call high school level, right? So that is a high school level. Let's say they're 10 and under and they're super advanced and they're they need to go a different route. They're better than a high school level at young. So then they can go into what's the 10 and under Futures Elite, which blends into our Monday, Wednesday, Friday elite class. This is the big academy. This is the TMX 10 and up academy where, you know, we have players at every level basically. We have, you know, 11 UTRs in that class, all the way down to, you know, 3 UTRs. But if you're young and you have a lot of ability, you're going to be able to get into that top elite academy, which is 3 days a week for 3.5 hours each time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you can see how we have a pathway for everyone to get to. We're trying to make sure that we're getting kids in here young so that we can teach them the right moves early and then have them progress through our system. One of the things that we've seen in the past is we get a lot of kids that come in, they're a little older, they've been taught, you know, whatever way they've been taught, and then we're having to fix a lot of issues. So now we're trying to really get a hold of them early, shape them, get them with the right mindset, create a community and a team. That's the thing is, growing up, I played softball too, elite softball, and it was so important because I had a team atmosphere. So when I came over to TMX, my big goal has been to create community and team atmosphere for these kids because tennis is a brutal independent sport and it can be really tough. I mean, I walked through that junior path just like they did, so I have a lot of things in common that I can relate to. So I want to make them all feel like they're here training together as a team and they want the team to get better. They want everyone to improve and that they're not just alone on the journey. You know, I went to a bunch of different academies as a kid and I felt very alone in them. And so this is my goal, is to make this a very tight-knit community. We also have started to do USTA junior circuit tournaments. And so what we're trying to provide our team here is the opportunity to play competitively here at their home site. So Coach Cecil, Coach Voss, Coach Orlando, and myself have been running these big junior events where you get 20 kids that come in, there's a draw, they're competing, and we're also getting to watch them, which helps even more for us coaching them, right? We can't coach them while they're playing, but we get to see what happens and we learn from that. So it's a great opportunity to have tournaments right in your backyard where you're comfortable. You know, the people that are supporting you are all here. So we're trying to give them as many opportunities as possible to play through the low compression ball tournaments to get to that green ball. You know, our goal at TMX is to get the kids to the green regular ball as fast as we can, so that by offering these tournaments here, they can get through those levels and progress forward.